Why are the Irish so pro-Palestine?
We have a history of occupation as well.
We ourselves were colonised by an oppressor.
It's Britain's first colonial project here in Ireland.
And it's something we fought back against for 800 years.
The Irish have always stood side by side with Palestinians. So I wanted to know what Irish people say is the connection between the two struggles.
The British.
The British.
The British.
British.
The British.
The British.
The connective thread is the Brits.
Yup. It's the Brits. You see, back in the 12th century, English colonizers invaded Ireland, sparking a fight against them that would last hundreds of years. By the 1920s, Britain also extended its colonial rule to Palestine and used some of the same colonial oppressors as they did with the Irish.
The infamous Black and Tan Force from the 1920s.
We were the British terrorist force in Ireland during our War of Independence.
This same British force that was set up to come here as a bulwark against Irish Revolution carried out atrocities. They then went to Palestine and carried out the same things later on.
There's someone you may have heard of before, Arthur Balfour. He shows up in both Irish and Palestinian history. Balfour was the British Foreign Secretary who wrote an infamous letter in 1917 that promised a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. It became known as the Balfour Declaration, and it paved the way for decades of Palestinian dispossession, which the British started and which Israel has since continued. But before that,
Arthur Balfour repressed the people of Ireland.
The Irish actually called him Bloody Balfour. That's because in the late 1800s, he oversaw the violent repression of Irish people fighting for their freedom from Britain. Another parallel between Ireland and Palestine?
Our land was taken off us.
It's the parallel of settler colonialism. In Ireland, it really took off during the Ulster Plantation of the 1600s. That's when the English government sent Scottish and English settlers to the north of Ireland and planted them on land confiscated from indigenous Irish Catholics. And when it came to Palestine, British authorities directly referenced that tactic.
Sir Ronald Storrs, the first governor of Jerusalem, said that what we must create in Palestine is a little loyal Jewish Ulster, referring to the Northern Irish state, because what we did there is a model for how we must colonise and defend our interests around the world.
For their own strategic interests, the British backed the Zionist project, which aimed to create a Jewish homeland in Palestine.
Palestinians suffered the same fate as us, dispossession, the Nakba, as you call it.
To make way for Israel's creation in 1948, Zionist militias violently expelled at least 750,000 Palestinians from their land. And Israel's land grabs have continued for decades, with nearly 800,000 Israeli settlers living illegally on Palestinian land today.
Ireland was very much a blueprint for a lot of what happened across the colonised land.
Powerful states, whether they be Britain or whether it's Israel, are allowed to act with impunity.
But the Irish fought back for hundreds of years and eventually won partial independence from Britain in 1921.
Ireland in its history has had a colonial power, but we're here today. They didn't win, we won. And history will show that the Palestinians will win.